Okay, just stop listening to electrical design engineers. They don't always know best. If you're a person who is on site, as a maintenance service engineer, commissioning engineer, installation engineer, you're always going to have a better perspective than the designer who's ultimately pushing pens most of the time back in the office. So you can't always go by what they say in the designs because they don't really know. They don't have contacts. They're not on site. They've a lot of the time never been on site. So don't listen to them, okay? Trust yourself to do things in the correct way. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you how to go about red penning and upgrading schematics. So I want to show you sort of like the different perspectives from different departments and how to go about doing that. If you're a one-man band and you want to do full project delivery, you'll understand the process. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so now we're going to be going through all the red pen that I've put on the drawings as I've been working through the control panel, and we're now going to update the designs basically. Really important part to the whole process is to make sure that we actually do update the drawings. So that's what we're going to do now. I've scanned the drawings in with all my modifications and red pen, so you can find that if you go to the resources in the Google Drive and drawing pack, and then you should see BMS school refurb red pen, and that will bring up the scanned in document that I've been red penning and modifying. So we're going to go through each page step by step, and I'm going to then update it in CAD, and then at the end of this we'll have a final CAD file and final site version, all the schematics that can then be made into a site pack. You can see here all MCBs are 10 amp C type. Other note here, check current draw total of equipment connected to the neutral Wago block. So I've already checked that. That's all okay. Also, it says down here, KNX PLC inputs are white, accepted circuits orange. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm just going to change all the MCBs, or the labels of all the MCBs on every page, and I'm going to do this as well on every page. So I'm just going to pause you there and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so I've done that. I've done all the MCBs. I've updated all of those to 10 amp C types on every page, and I've also updated the cable colors. KNX PLC inputs are white and accepted circuits are orange. So now let's go back to page 1, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect this test light of this 24 volt AC healthy. Missed that out. I'm going to just update the label here, and I'm also going to update the relay numbers and the terminal block numbers. So I'll do that now. Okay, so that's the test circuit extended to this light here. I've updated the terminal block numbers and the relay numbers. So next page is pretty straightforward again. I'm just going to update the terminal block numbers. I'm going to have to do that on every page now, and I think on every page I need to update the relay numbers. So what I'll do is I'll do that on every page now, and then I'll come back when something a bit more interesting worth going over comes up. Okay, so that is the terminal blocks all updated throughout, and the relay pole numbers updated throughout. So the next thing I'm going to do is on page 3, and I'm just going to add these numbers which tell you which part of the relay these cables are going into. It got a little bit confusing when I was wiring it, so I think it's best practice just to add those numbers in there, and that will tell you whether it's the common or the normally open or the normally closed. You can see it here visually, but I think just let's do things properly, and let's add the actual identification of the relay terminals in here too. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. So yeah, that's the numbers added to the relays on page 3 and page 4 here. I've also added this symbol here to indicate that the 0 volts of the 10 volt power supply is connected to earth. So that's the other thing I've done. Now moving on to page 5, got a few bits to do here, and these are some, I'd say, major alterations. So as you can see, I've missed out a couple of cable identifications, so I'm going to add those in over here. But over on this side, I was intending to use can I zoom in? There we go. An MPCB rather than a contactor and overload, just to differentiate using the two for this project. But I ended up just using 2 contactors and overload. So this whole section here, and as you can see over on this side, the logic of the relays and the overload is getting added in. So it's basically, I'm copying what's over here and moving it here basically, or replacing it. So yeah, you can kind of see here what needs to be done. So I'm just going to do that in CAD now, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, that's now been pretty much copied from over here to over here, and then I've just updated all the labeling, also updated or changed the contacts over here for the overloads. Also, because MCBs have their MCB built in, I've also added an additional MCB here. So we've got MCB 9, 10, but I've had to now update all of the relays further down. So we've now got a total of, I think it's 15, sorry, MCBs, not relays. We've got a total of 15 MCBs now. Now on to page 9, and just something else to point out, I've had to update the identification of the cables leaving all these MCBs now upstream from where we just were, just so the labels match the MCB number, because I'm using 5 to indicate that it's an MCB, and then the number of the MCB is the label on the cable. So 514 is MCB 14. So I've had to do that on every page with an MCB from there on out. Next bit is I'm just removing these cables feeding the differential pressure switches and the thermostats, because what I'm actually doing in the panel is I'm just using a little Wago terminal bridge. I'm not actually using a cable, so I'm just going to remove those. So yeah, as you can see, I've removed those drops down here, and I've just basically bussed this constant 24 volt supply this way over here using what's actually physically being used is those Wago bridge connectors. So on to page 10. And there's just a couple of bits here, just correction of a page number. I need to change the identification of this cable. Also, we've got some accepted circuits over here controlling the overdoor heaters, or the relays for the overdoor heaters. So I need to make sure that these cables are indicated that they're the color orange. They're not white like all the other cables are for the KNX PLC, because they're accepted circuits. And also I need to remember when I do my labeling to add a warning label indicating that these terminal blocks and these cables or these circuits are potentially 230 volt AC live even when the main isolator is off and the panel is isolated, because these could still be feeding 230 volt AC into the panel. So that's what I've written this reminder here. Okay, so that is the indicators, or the modifications indicating that these cables are orange, and I've also just put that label in there, which I'll also stick within the panel by these terminal blocks. Another quick thing that I've just done, as you can see here, for whatever reason, lapse of concentration, forgot to put the heat emitter pump 1 fault signal into or drawn into the PLCs. So I've just added that in here now, so that's sorted. And then the final things is really on the door plates and on the internal panel layout. So firstly, I forgot to put in a lamp test button, and also I ended up reordering the plates, because what was happening is we were having like green on the left hand side, and then you can see here on the double plates, I can zoom in, on the double plates, it wasn't adding up, it wasn't consistent. It was green, 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 red, and then on this side, red, red, green. So that really annoyed me. I didn't have to do this, but I basically ordered new plates, so switching those round so it is consistent all the way down. So I'll do that in CAD in a second. And also, just to make life easier for the person building the panel, it's always handy just to write on these bits of trunking what the sizes are. So on the larger pieces, there'll be 60 by 80, and then on the smaller pieces, there'll be 40 by 80. So I'll do that now. Yeah, so that is it, guys. So I've just changed the labels, added that lamp test, changed the labels on the double plates, and added this little note on the internal panel layout for the trunking sizes. And that's it. That is the red pen or red penning all updated and yeah, into the final design and schematic documentation.